A company CEO that's telling investors to leave. No, you're serious. That's what's going on. The big cut, no cut, or a little cut. What's Jerome gonna do? I've got the latest odds for you. We'll talk XRP price and strategic reserve news because we've got another buy. You'll be interested in this one.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
We're just banging and wanging today with the altcoin season index at 70. Can't we get to 69? Now Trump predicts a big cut in interest rates this week. The CME group is telling us what? Okay, 96% chance that we'll get a quarter, 4% chance that we'll get the big cut. Jerome doesn't really like Trump, so I don't know if Jerome's going to give Trump the big one he wants. Now, before we get into crypto news, you, the viewer, matter most. Share your comments at the beginning of every video. Heart-centered journey says, sorry for your loss. Your dog had a great life. Yeah, dude, totally. My dog had an amazing life. She saw more places in the United States than most people have. Very accomplished hunting dog, by the way, too. Dark Taco says, I'm sorry to hear about your dog, brother. I appreciate you telling that story. You got to cherish the good, everyone, because that's what life is all about. Like I said, altcoin season index right now is sitting at 70 out of 100. I like seeing this. What I like seeing more and more is the names that are on this list, right? Your Caspas, your Renders, your Dots, right? They're all beating BTC. Love it. Who's at the bottom of the list? You know who it is. It's Picoin, baby. Now, Forward Industries locks down 6.82 million SOL in the first week of their treasury strategy. So we got players now buying SOL. So it's not just buying BTC. It's not just gobbling up some ETH. And it's not just XRP. It's SOL, BNB, Crow as well. Forward Industries is calling in on Solana, securing more than 6.8 million tokens immediately, committing them to staking. That's a classy move. The move signals the company's long-term vested interest in the health of the Solana ecosystem itself. That is $1.5 billion worth, by the way. The purchase was funded by a $1.65 billion PIPE financing led by Galaxy Digital, Jump Crypto, and Multicoin Capital. Oh, okay. So they got some minis and they were able to buy some big SOL. Let's keep learning. Like I said, Trump predicts the big cut this week. Basically, he's talking about a 50 basis point cut. The problem with the 50 is if Jerome cuts it with the 50, you know what's going to happen? That's going to be a signal to the markets that Jerome messed up and he should have done a 25 sooner. And instead, he's late to the party again with the 50. But dude, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like he's going to pause one more time, but a lot of you are saying, bro, don't worry, he's going to cut. Is he going to pause? Is he going to cut? CME Group says, don't worry, Klaus, he's going to cut, but it's going to be a little one. I encourage you to exit. Yo, a CEO telling investors to bail? Can't make this kind of news up. Kindly MD stock crashes as the CEO tells traders to exit amid their transition to becoming a BTC treasury company. David Bailey, CEO of newly formed Bitcoin treasury company Kindly MD, cautioned that the firm could be headed towards volatility, and he preferred that naysayer investors leave now. I don't really recall ever a time where someone who was looking for investor money openly said to said investors, hey, I don't want your money. The stock price, really quick here, just looking. Maybe you should be asking for people's money. Maybe begging and borrowing, pleading for people's money. For those shareholders who have come looking for a trade, I encourage you to exit, he said in a letter on Monday. This transition may represent a point of uncertainty in investors, and we look forward to emerging on the other side with alignment and conviction. Bailey was referring to the company having submitted its SC registration on Friday, the $200 million private investment public offering that the company used to raise its funds to get what? Everyone? Yes, they're doing the BTC now. Kindly now trades under the NACA ticker. Okay. We'll get over this as soon as possible. Okay. The problem is that y'all are down 96% from your all-time highs. So just because you buy BTC and stack BTC doesn't mean your company's going to turn around. And we've talked about that on this channel, how just because you're buying crypto doesn't mean here's a better look. That's their company stock right now. That right there. That. Yeah, that's bad. That's horrible. That's piss poor. And just because you buy BTC, just because you buy SOL, just because you buy anything doesn't mean you're turning it around. Just because BTC goes up in value doesn't mean it goes up enough to what make you money. So Naka CEO is like, yo, bail if you don't feel comfortable, but we're a BTC treasury company now. Do you think these companies are like the ones on 47th Street near the bodega, where there's like a little like printed sign up on the wall, like an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, you know, printed up on there, like kindly MD, and it's like just taped up on there. There's like one person in there, a phone, a desk, like, you know, like a total shell company, just throwing it out there. MetaMask launches MUSD stablecoin. That's right, more players are getting into the digital asset officially called MetaMask USD, MUSD, trading under the ticker. Went live according to an announcement from the company. Ooh, MetaMask is owned by Consensus and serves as one of the most widely used Ethereum wallets. So now you've got a big Ethereum wallet player getting into stablecoins through MetaMask. See, I'm telling you, everyone wants to get into it. Greater crypto market volume looks pretty juicy. $171 billion, up 34% last 24 hours. XRP's battling that $3 mark. You can see it clear as day right here. We are definitely bouncing right around that $3 line right here ever since we made that move earlier. Yep, that's the deal. Volume healthy as well, up 36% to 6.2 billion. I expect more of this, honestly, price-wise for XRP. I expect us to do similar stuff, bounce around 3 until what everyone, Jerome, gives us either the pause, 25, or 50. Yeah. For real, I think the market is just going to play some very tight action here for the next about 42-ish hours or so. No, 45 hours or so. And that's what you're going to get. The whole like, oh, emergency Fed meeting. Nope, there's not going to be an emergency meeting. We've already got one scheduled that's going to be coming up here in 2 days. So nope, no emergency. He's not going to raise rates. That is most certainly sure. I just believe he's going to pause. I just think he's going to be a dick one more time and he's going to worry about inflation, CPI. I think he's going to pause one more time and it's going to spook the markets. And then maybe he comes back with oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to give you a 50 at the next meeting in October. But either way, XRP, we're at the new friend zone of $3. But yo, it's way better than the friend zone we had not too long ago, which was $2. So come on, everyone. We're celebrating that in June. We're only in September. Don't get too greedy. And companies still got to make money. You can't just buy BTC and expect that to bail you out of the world. Or else what? Everyone would be buying BTC. Governments and like people aren't doing that. So you got to make money. BTC doesn't save you from plummeting. And that stock looked nasty AF. I know, some people are going to be like, but bro, that just looks like a buying opportunity. You can buy that piece of shit all you want. I am not touching that, girlfriend, at all. Speaking of not touching it, when are we going to get some U.S. strategic reserve juice? I mean, are they not touching it? I keep hearing about this whole budget neutral thing. Okay, what about the Doge cuts? You had a whole bunch of juice supposedly coming from there, so where did that go? What about all the tariff money? Okay, yeah, that's right. The courts are holding it up temporarily for now. So, strategic reserve, is that like a big poop sandwich? Jerome, what's he going to do? I'm telling you, I've got a bad sinking suspicion that he's going to pause, but y'all are trying to convince me that he's doing a 25. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to be optimistic and be like, all right, Jerome's giving us a 25. Even though somewhere in here it's telling me pause. Jerome's an a-hole. And I kind of have to believe the Jerome's an a-hole thing, but I'm going to listen to you and think that he's going to cut it. So, choo-choo what? Choo-choo Jerome, give us something, at least a quarter, and choo-choo bitches.